Okay, hello everyone. We are back once again on Purbeck Valley. Now, today's plan is we're going to get this manure shifted up to the BGA, get that processing, and then in the meantime, we will get slurry from this farm down to the main farm, and we'll start continuing spreading slurry. And then hopefully, at that point in the background, the manure is mixing into digestate, which we can also use once we run out of slurry. And then we'll see how much we've got. And then anything excess we haven't got, we'll need to buy some fertilizer to spread on the fields. So I bought this little trailer offline. It was 5,000. It's a modded one. So we got 3,000 liters in the back of the trailer. We got 2,000 liters in the bucket, and then that saves quite a bit of time then. So 5,000 liters. Otherwise, we're doing 2,000 liters at a time. It'll take ages to shift this muck up to the BGA. So I took 5,000 out, and we've got 9,000 litres left, which is what we got over the winter. It's not a bad amount for 20 cows. So that is the plan first. So I'm going to crack on with shifting this straight away. I won't talk too much at the beginning. But just recovered from COVID as well, so not feeling the best 100%. So I'll do a lot of time that's sort of sped up, and I'll talk in between each section then. So I'll get this done, and then we'll jump back in very shortly once the manure is over to the BGA. Okay, here we are at the first load. So we'll quickly test how this works first. So whether they're going to disconnect the trailer first. Lift up. I'm on keyboard and mouse today. My Xbox control is still needs taking apart. So as we're doing this, it will lift up the back end, and it gets a bit more height. It helps lower drain things. And then I think the best way to do this one is, I'm not sure if I can just tip it as a marker. Let's have a look. There's a tip marker there. See if it gives me the option to unload. There we go. Overload manure. That will save us having to manually do it each time. It's a bit slow unloading. It'll get the job done. Why it does that? Will it let me do that? No, it's not going to let me do that. About attached, that's annoying. So unload this very quickly. And then I'll just scoop up the mess as well in the barn before we head back down. Make sure we actually are rolling as well with the manure. Yeah, we've got 4,000 incoming. Again, we've still got about just short of 4,000 litres as well, so it's not too bad. So what I'll do, we'll scoop up this at the very end. Come back and scoop this up. So yeah, I'll jump back in. First load's gone okay. We can unload automatically, save us a bit of time unloading it each time. So I will crack on and get this done. Okay, that is the last load from the self-made cow shed one. So there's a tiny little bit left there, but I don't know why I didn't pick it up. I'm not going to worry too much about getting that tiny little drop left. So I'll close the gate behind me here. The cows are in the barn still, but just in case. And then we'll unload. And now I'm using the triggers to fill it up, but you don't want to watch the first 10 minutes of me just lifting and lowering muck into a trailer. So I'll just use the quick auto load markers just to speed things up a little bit. And then we've still got to do the one up there as well. On there we've got to get the manure from and scoop up the leftovers on the ground. I thought I'd open up the side gate here just to save going through the barn each time as well, running the cows over. Hopefully they don't escape. So if you close this gate, now I'm done with it. Yeah, I'll just drop that one now off quickly. I dropped a bit on as well. I was hoping I could drop it into the marker, but it didn't quite work. So we've also got, I'm not quite sure how much we've got, so go have a look how much manure we've got in the building. 2,900. I'm not sure if that's what's on the floor here or the actual heap around the corner. So a quick look while that unloads. Again, we've still got a whole load of grass and hay to use up. So we've got 1759 here, manure extension. Wish there was a door into this sideway here. There's not actually a whole lot in there really, is there? And then 2,600 apparently. I guess that's this on the floor here. There's actually more here than there was in the extension. We'll just scoop up what we've got here actually before we do the trailer. Again, yeah, we are in March now as well. Best time up until March 1st. Just make sure the cows will topped up with water. We haven't fed them because we're trying to let the TMR run out so then the grass and hay goes down. So then we can have the maximum capacity of TMR put in because we've got plenty of bales to make more than enough. This bucket is not the best when it comes to scooping things up. There we go. This one sometimes it just moves it on the ground, doesn't actually scoop it up. If you hear the mic clicking on and off today, it's because I'm still coughing my guts up. I want you to hear that, me dying. We check here. We've got 12,000 litres, so we've got just enough capacity to get in there to mix up. I'm at 13,000 now. So I hope everyone is good. I expect most people are probably got kids. You'll be probably on school holidays now if they're broken up yet, or maybe next week. I'm not too sure. Hopefully people have got time off as well for Christmas. Not everyone's hopefully not working out at Christmas. Unfortunately off for the next 3 weeks now, and I got an extra week off due to having COVID the week before a week of my final week. Missed the Christmas party last night, but it's okay. We'll get by. So I've been playing quite a bit of DayZ in the last few days as well, just chilling out on DayZ. If anyone has got it, let me know on the Discord as well, and we can play together. just for a bit of change of scenery from farming. We are back now on Farm Sim. I think I've been speaking to Sloth Squad Game as well. We're looking at doing a live stream at some point as well. So that'll be nice, getting a live stream going. Hopefully we get the same guys from last time join. If you do want to join, No Man's Land, the UK farm build we're currently working on. Feel free to jump in as well, more the merrier. I think we're going to cap it about 5 people though, just to keep somewhat stability in the server. Yeah, it's a nice little UK farm we've got going on No Man's Land. I say this trader's saved us a lot of time. It was 5G, but it does say you have to do a lot of shuttles down to the far end of the barn. Oh, why stopping there? What's going on? Pull forward a bit. That's a bit odd, isn't it? It's saying, unless the BGA is full, maybe. Let's have a look. Yeah, the BGA is full, so I'll leave the trailer there for now. That will take it and fill it up with the access over here as well and the extension. But that's what we need to do today as well, is get the milk shifted across, but we haven't got a milk container currently, annoyingly, so we're going to have to try and get one of those. Maybe we'll sell some grass bales first and see if we can make some money. So I'm going to try and use the trigger if there is one, because I don't want to have the same problem as last time where it pushes it behind the bunker. But hopefully it might actually recognise it. Well, there's not, oh, there's not a mark here, is there? Because it's an extension. Well, there is one for the field at the bottom. That's the markers for the grain silo, so we are going to try and scoop it as best we can. So we've got 179, and there is some again around the back we lost last time, annoyingly. So what we might have to do is use an F-trial command just to clear it from the ground. That should work. If we try come from this side this time, as best we can. I think that's the best we're probably going to get for now, without being there for ages, trying to scoop it up. Let's back up a bit. So we've got our losses there. It's not a whole lot anyway we get from this bunker. So I think a lot of it does go on the ground in the actual cow barn. So just short of 1,000 litres is not too bad. So yeah, as I mentioned, we're gonna do this load as much as we can. I'm not sure how long it takes to process all this, but there was quite a bit in there. We'll leave that there for now. Let's have a look at productions. So yeah, we should get, for 200 litres or 200 of manure, we get 60 litres of digestate and some selling as well from the electric and methane, so that's good. I will just leave this one here for now. Shut this one down. Just have those markers now. And then we'll grab the Ford, load up the slurry, and we'll head down to the arable farm and continue spreading the manure, or the slurry should I say, onto the field. I think I've forgotten the capacity actually for this tanker we bought. Let's have a look. Again, I am on keyboard and mouse today, so it's just getting used to the controls again. Yep, there we go. So about there. There we go. That should drain that nice and quick. So 8,000 litres, and we've got. Show me from here. Just go on to this one. Also, we've got 12,000 at the other shed as well. I forgot about that one. We've got. It's not going to show me the slurry here. We have to go into the barn. Have a quick look how much is actually left in there. 7,000. So another load worth in the tank currently. And again, in productions, we've got sort of basically 4,000 as well. So 2.5 loads plus 3 loads down at the other barn. So we should have enough to at least finish this first field. I know it did drain it quite quickly because there's nothing on the field currently. So it's running like the 60 kilograms sort of base layer, we can call it, of slurry as a foundation for nitrogen. And we do need to get some lime as well on the fields, because they are currently pretty much at 0 as well on the lime for most of them, or some of them are anyway. Okay, so I'm going to cut down to the farm and I'll see you down there very soon. Yeah, we come up to the farm now. Make sure we're clear. I get wiped out by the AI. So if you did miss the episode where I spread the slurry, or you've just found this video before the others, then you can see here this is where we got up to on one of the episodes. So again, we're going to finish off what we were doing. We'll set up the GPS, but we haven't got the GPS on this tractor, so we'll just do it ideally as manually as we can. So what we'll do is I've got the controls now for the keyboard. B turns it on. So we have got the sensors on the other tractor as well, but there's no crop in the ground, so it shouldn't make a difference. It should only work on the crop, I believe. But as you can see, without the sensors on, it does use up quite a lot, quite quick. So it's going to be a handful of trips going up and down to get refills. But again, 70% already. I've only done half the field, but it does narrow here as well, so it should cover a bit more. On the next pass, it won't be a full pass. If that makes sense. Again, you can see we're putting down 60 kilograms currently, so it's not a bit in the green, it's just a nice thin layer just to get a nice even spread. I did spray the weeds as well. I thought once time progresses they would just die, not stay there all grey. So it doesn't look great, especially if I'm going to spread slow in it. Spreading slow on the dead weeds, what they would just eventually die and blow with the wind, but I guess not. So again, trying to get used to reversing now. Got used to it on the steering wheel, now I'm not used to it all over again on keyboards. Oh, excuse me, I was just coughing my guts up again. Right, B missed a bit there, but I'm not going back. So I reckon this will take us to that apex there, I reckon. That'll be it. Just past it. A bit further in the fort, not too bad. So that was, what, the last section of that bit there, a whole row. So, I mean, I reckon maybe 1.5 more loads will get this field done. Again, this is going to save us a lot of money in the long run, having to not buy fertilizer, because this comes naturally from the cows. But I think we'll have plenty to do at least 2 fields, especially with the 12,000 litres we've got at the other barn. But because they come in packages as well, the fields come in like plots of 3. Don't think it shows you the acreage for each one to estimate how much we need, annoyingly. Excuse me. Yeah, if you are a console player, this map is currently with Giants going under testing. So it should be, I think MS Modding took some notes back and fixed some errors and resubmitted it again. So this map should hopefully be on all platforms within the next 2 or 3 weeks. It says average waiting time is 3 days, and so yeah, hopefully new console players can join on this map. I'm sure a lot of you, if you do watch, are desperate to get on this map as well, so yeah, I look forward to it. Well, look forward to you being able to play it once again, if you played it on 19. It's not actually too far, is it really, to the other farm? No, no way. It's just straight down the road. I think I went right every time out the farm and took the longest way around when I first joined the map. I realise how close it is. You just don't turn, just go straight down across the road. But again, I still think that the BGA does it does blend in quite well, like it was meant to be part of the map. And again, we have got this field here we own, which I haven't used yet. Needs to. So one thing actually I'm thinking of doing is selling some land. But we'll see how much money we've got in the future, if it's worth doing. Because at the moment, these 3 here, I mean, yeah, they give us quite a decent yield and grass, but we've got 55, and we've got 42, 41, 43. Sorry, 42, 41, and 55. And we've also got these 2 here for grass if we really need it. So I'm thinking is that we sell lot 6, which will give us 150,000, 153,000, which is a massive boost because we got so much grass last year. We still got loads of excess now. And if we do all 3 fields now, we're gonna have so much to use. I mean, yeah, we can make money off the bales, but the time it takes in the process of going through it all isn't necessary. What we can do is use the 2 fields there, the distance, the smaller one and the bigger one next to it. You can use those 2 for hay, and then eventually we'll use these big ones to do the silage, and we'll get the bunkers field, which I think makes more sense because yeah, I'll just quickly detach, I'll show you what I mean. Yeah, so this small field here is, even though it's quite close to our farm, that's part of the plot. And then again, these 2 here. So sell this one. So I'll jump into build mode so you can see easier. So So we're gonna look at selling this one here, this one, and it'll be this one here. And again, that leaves us still. We can use this as not a proper field, I don't think. No, it's not. Look at the green there. It's not an actual field recognised, but we can cut this grass, or we can just plough a field in. I suppose we can plough this up. We can cut this one here, and really, we could, in theory, cut this one here. Because the cows don't really come in here often. It's more like the barn in this big field, and then we can close this one off. Just readjust the pasture so it just covers this field. I think it is quite large. It might go over 2, but we can deal with that if we need to. But we can still cut it anyway because they've got plenty of feed, and they'll feed up this one as well if they're using the grazing mod. And we've still got, the cows graze of this one. We've got all this section here. That's more than enough grass just from this field alone. So yeah, I think we are definitely most likely going to sell these two. Let me know what you think, if you think it's a good idea or a bad idea. But I think it would boost our finances quite a lot. Pay for things we need. So repairs for our tractors, because you can see they're all pretty smoky and redlining at the moment. And we'll pay for fertilizers and crop and seeds as well. We're going to need quite a bit for the coming year, especially to get all 3 fields, or all 4 fields up to 100% environmental score. So I'm just out of breath talking at the moment. Only hanging out. Alright, so I'll fill up here, and I will meet you down at the field very soon. Okay, here we are. Second batch going on. Missed a little bit there, but it's all good. About there will do. Hopefully that covers it. I could go left slightly more. There we go. Not go too far. Okay, so we'll just shut off there. I'm not going to waste that much for that tiny little corner. And then I reckon about here we'll do it. Okay, and that last little bit should be enough just to for this section here, and then we'll go fill in that gap just over there. And that should be enough to finish this part of the field. It turns so much when you use your controls. So shut off there. I'm just trying to fill these gaps in as best we can now. But there we go. So I think one more load, and then put one of the fields down the other side, and then we can start doing the next ones. So again, I'll just jump up to the farm, and I'll join you back down here once we've topped up. So I just want to do a little test quickly what actually happens if I spread this on the weeds. What I'll do first is just set up a GPS course. I keep forgetting I've got GPS on this tractor, so what I might do is switch over to the other tractor for the next 3 fields, because it's going to take, they are a bit more square. Let's just turn this on and see what happens. So it's still spraying it, So the weeds I'm driving over going. So it does still spread the layout of it into the soil. I suppose once we actually put some seed in the ground, it'll clear these weeds out of the way anyway. The seedbed will. So it's not perfect, but we'll just do what we can. I'll just do the first row because it's fairly straight. It's a bit harder to see though on this texture where it's been. So definitely why the GPS will help us out to avoid going over the same spots, and it will save us quite a bit as well without overlapping. Missed a couple of weeds there. Okay, so I don't really want to go back up with any in the tank, so let's just spread this as best we can. So ideally what we need is a tanker, one of the buckets. I'll show you. So we go, I'm looking slurry tanks. Something like this is what we need down at this farm, so we can just shut it down as like a storage option. 65,000 litres that'll hold then. Again, they're about 35 grand. You can probably get some modded ones, I expect, down the line, if you wanted to. One of these, I mean. So that one's 55,000 litres. It's free, not much cheaper really. I mean, for the extra couple grand, you get an extra 10,000 litres. So maybe we consider something like this, and we can just store it then at the what I'm trying to say today. Store at the farm here. I haven't got pumps and hoses yet, so maybe one day we can actually get that pack, and then we can mow this area here. We can have like a pump unit, so we can just have a pump and a storage pit for slurry, and we can just deliver it then straight from the pit onto the fields with the hoses. That'd be quite a little good way of doing things. But we would need to buy ourselves another slurry pit down here, because I'm not sure if they patched it where you couldn't actually plug into the slurry pits themselves, which is a bit bizarre, or being the main method how to get it into the farms onto the fields. You had to use like a tanker and a pump. If you watch the demonstration videos on certain YouTubers, you'll know what I mean about not being able to connect it to the slurry tankers, not the tankers, the actual storage pits themselves on your farms. Just, yeah, that was me. They shouldn't have released it without that being fixed. That was a pretty bad thing, I think they did. Just why I didn't buy it straight away, and still haven't bought it. Looks like someone's getting their vegetables in the ground. What's we got here? Like cotton. I don't think you go cotton in the UK, but I've never done cotton on this game. It's never really appealed to me. Like potatoes I'd like to do because it makes sense in the UK, but I hate that you're limited to a lot of kit is very limited. I've gone the wrong way, haven't I? Not gone straight across. I've gone very right. I think what I'll do from now is I'll just speed things up, and I'll jump back in at the end because we have got quite a lot of slurry spreading to do. It's going to take quite a while. I'm getting, as you can probably tell, I'm not feeling the best still. Don't sound very great, so I'll just speed things up. And hope you enjoyed the episode. I will jump back in at the end anyway, so stick around and I'll just chat at the end. So I'll see you very soon. Okay, I'm actually back. So I just drained out the slurry, and that's only given us 4,800. I don't know why I shut the gate behind me. 4,800, which is only going to give us maybe 2 or 3 passes, and I don't think the BGA would have processed enough yet to justify using it as a source. So yeah, still processing 16,000 litres, so we'll have to jump back in the end of March, give it a couple of weeks to process, and then we can do a couple loads then, because we can do 8,000 litres in this, and we've only got 4,000, so I'd rather have at least 8,000 litres in there, so we can do a full load. At least stay on this. And as you hold A and D, it will lock it in until you push it again, or you turn, or drive forwards. So it just turns it one extreme to another. It's a nightmare. Get a controller or use a steering wheel. So there won't be any need to do a time lapse, or so what we'll do is we'll run this down. Actually, we might just do some bale wrapping maybe at the end. Just get some of these grass bales wrapped up. I'll see how long the episode is at the point, and we might actually be able to sell some grass bales just before the end, maybe. Actually, what's the best time to sell grass? Let's have a look. Grass. Oh, well, there's no selling point for grass or hay. Which is a bit odd. You would think that you could sell grass or hay, especially like Moore Valley farmers. I will check that actually, because that is a bit bizarre. You can't sell bales unless they're silage, I'm guessing. Yeah, we can sell at the biogas plant silage. We can't sell hay or sell straw. No selling point available. So what I might have to do actually is put in a sell point next to like Moore Valley for bales, because that is going to be quite a big source of income, selling bales. Just double check that, because I'm not being silly, am I? It's not a separate category for bales. Fertilizer, slurry. Same as stones. We haven't got stones on anyway. Again, there, that lime tank's any place I can sell it, which is what on my farm. Well, I can't sell it, but I can buy it. Yeah, so what we might have to do is, I think I've got it installed in this actually, is production 7 points. Yeah, you get one where it's just like a drop point, so then you sell, it's just like a silo pit essentially, and probably place it at Mole Valley. So I can sell everything sale point. Looks like this. So we place one just here in this section. It makes sense to be able to sell grass, or I know there was a farm with loads of bales on. So what we could do, just stay in with the map sort of environmental sort of look. Where is it? It's down here somewhere. What's this one? Yeah, this one here has got like a lot of bales stacked up. So I mean, maybe we could say they buy bales. So put in a little sell point here, and they buy grass and hay or straw. It would make sense, I suppose, to have a farm that will buy bales of you. Maybe they need it for their pigs or sheep. I'll think about that, and again I'll just do that off camera so we can get a sell point. Again, maybe put one here as well, so we could sell straw to the horses. But what we might have to do is buy the areas, put the horses in, and obviously refund my money, just to sort of add it, make it look like it's lived in. Place some bales around the area, just to sort of actually make it look like someone lives there to buy these bales. Yeah, it's just a thought. What do you think? I know Sloth will have a comment on that. He'll probably agree. I know it's not a roleplay playthrough as such, but it would be nice to have sale points that make sense to the environment. I mean, Mole Valley makes sense because it is a sale point already. But I'm not opposed to putting one at the farm down here, especially as it's on the way. Anyway. And again, at some point we're going to have to look at getting some kit investment to buy ourselves a cutter. We can make, or at least a gosh, I can't speak today. God, I can't even think the name right now. Let's have a look what they're called. Forge Dragon, that's the one. To buy a Forge Dragon. I'd quite like to do it with a harvester, because what they do around my area, they've got like a class combine that comes along and cuts up the grass, and then they have the tractors following along. I'd like to see that happen. It would look quite cool. I could potentially get someone else online. I've gone the wrong way again. What's wrong with me? Get someone else online to drive the combine as a contractor, maybe. Ugh, it's all going terribly wrong. So here's the point I was on about. No, we're driving past it. It's not on the way. It's a long way, I think. Yeah, it obviously looks empty, but there is a stack of bales there, so maybe a sell point there for bales would make sense. Have I gone the wrong way? I don't think I did actually. I think I'm just being silly. I'll put your foot down. There we go. Let me check the map. Very quickly. Check the map. No, I did go the right way. I thought it was a bit shorter than that. We'll cut around the farm just to save, open the gates and whatnot. So one more thing, we'll just check precision farming. So, there we go. Nitrogen, nice even spread. It's still in the orange reddish area, but it's not as bad as these ones here, as you can see. And again, the yield is still terrible. And the pH, it's not bad, but it does need topping up. So I'm not sure when lime is spread in real life. But I've never seen any farms with lime spread. We did do it. It doesn't matter if I do it when the seed's been put in the ground. We need to do it after. I do it after putting manure on, or slurry. No, usually you put lime on, and then fertilise after. That's what I usually do anyway, because I plough fields in like no man's land. I'll plough the fields in first, and then I'll lime them and then fertilise them. But because the fields are in terrible condition already, and we're starting midway through a playthrough, it's a bit different to like a fresh start, which I'm used to. I normally plough, lime, plant, fertilise, or fertilise plant, and then fertilise again once the crop's grown. as my usual method. We need to get a roller as well. I did have one installed, but it disappeared for some reason. Some mod conflicts. So we do need to get a roller for the seed bed. Good, does give us the fertilized boost a little bit. And I was going to do GPS, but it's fine. Missed a bit there, he says. It's close enough. It's close enough. Right, so let's have a look. That was 2 loads. Wow. It wasn't even quite 2, was it? Because we used the excess from over there. So it probably was about 8,000 litres, and we've done. Let's take a look. Up to here. So we're probably looking at another. So 3.5 rows, 8,000 litres. So 1, 2, 3, and a bit. So I can have 2 loads. This one field, so we definitely are going to need some fertilizer, which we have got in the farm. We've got 2 bags left, but we are going to need something to spread it with, so we're going to have to buy ourselves a cheap spreader as well to spread the fertilizer. But we need it anyway because we need to spread the lime, so it's not a complete loss just for one thing. So next time, yeah, we're gonna probably give it probably like March 4 to spread all the digistate that we've got saved up on the rest of that field, and that should be enough then. And then we'll just need the bags to do the last 2 fields. So yeah, we've got 2 bags left, which I'm not sure how far that will go, but at least we haven't got to buy any more just yet. But apart from that, that is everything done for today. Thanks for watching. Sorry about the sniffing in the coffin. Hopefully next time I film I will not be hanging out my ass, so to speak. But apart from that, I'm going to drive up to the farm. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.